Yeah, L processors, crew, camera's messed up as always. I swear when I get this new one, that's a part of acquisitions. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all want me to get it because it's going to make the video quality way better. Then even after I get it, guess what I can do? I can do some sound demo, some direct line in, because this camera's a piece of junk and I want to bash it to bits with my grandfather's hammer. My late grandfather Chuck Abel. And the hammer's, oh damn, it's not even in here right now. No, here's one of them. Here's one of them, I swear. But this isn't the one I want to use. There's another one. I'm going to bash this camera into itty bitty pieces, man. But until then, we're going to use it to get this information through. So we're back again for 86. Now, check it out. Okay. This is your brainstem. Now, I've showed you this diagram before about all the parts. Medulla, that regulates the heart and breath rate. Very important. We just talked about breathing and what oxygen is. And we're going to get even deeper into oxygen. We're going to get into elements more. Midbrain controls the visual auditory functions. The pawn, facial expression or eye movement. The brainstem, that's the thalamus at the top, which connects right to the cerebellum. And the cerebellum obviously connects to the brain entanglement. Look at this diagram here. Someone with great posture and flow of LEL will turn to the side. Zoom in. This camera's always blurry. It's fucking retarded. Okay, and then we'll go to the person with bad posture staring at their device. As you see, those arrows or V's that are pointing to the impeded spots in the spine. Obviously, important areas, as you see. And that is what impedes the solar plexus, solar panel. So let's bust down oxygen. Oxygen is a what? It is a gas. Oxygen, because it's a gas, gases do what? They rise to the higher level. Because like after a while in water, whatever gases could be in water, when we know some that are called fluoride or chlorine, fluorine, yada yada yada. After a while, gases rise to a higher state. Or if you heat water, it obviously gets gaseous, because what happens when you heat water evaporates, turns to steam. I'm sorry if I seem like I'm speaking a little fast for some of you. That's called fluent English. If you listen to people in their foreign tongues, you'll find they speak in this type of rhythm. I'm on a low level right now. I don't mean to be, but I have to be, because this is what it has to be. So we'll bust this down. Oxygen goes to the higher level. When you breathe in the oxygen, oxygen is an external, right? We breathe back out carbon dioxide, which is basically oxygen to plants. But plants give us the oxygen. Okay, so when we take in the oxygen, that is an external. So we are taking the external energy, which is air or oxygen, and then you take the external energy up through yourself, which is the Earth's energy. Okay, and then you operate in the energy centers. Excuse me. Alright, now, because of the energy centers, that means that there's light presence. Okay, because that is the color of the rainbow. The rainbow are different spectrums of light. This rainbow also applies to sound. Lower sound affects this area. Higher sounds affect this area. Okay, so what happens is, when you take deep breath and you breathe in deep and you focus that breath into the navel or into, the body, and as I said, when you breathe deep, you go up even into the neck, up into the head. What does oxygen do? Because it's a gas, it rises to the occasion, to the higher part of you. That is why your brain needs oxygen. If you don't get oxygen to your brain, what happens? You have a stroke, or you pass out, you go to sleep or something. So this is what happens. So these processes are impeded by the vice that breaks you down, because your O2 volume goes down because of lack of activity. Now, I'm not saying you need to go jogging. Jogging is actually very bad for you. It destroys like your joints very badly. I'm telling you that right now. You should power walk up hills, and power walk until you are sweating. Walk for like an hour. Do it when it's nice. Do it when it's cold. Do it when you can. Try to do it. Make time to do it. Because this time that you take to do that is the more time that you add to yourself, to your health. Because health is wealth, like Yo said. That's 100%. And like Yo said, you got to go get some of that that oxygen in your lungs, a deep breath. But there are different parts of the body that get it in. You can breathe down by the sex organ. That is the lower abdominal breath. You can breathe in at the navel. That is the abdominal breath. You can breathe in the solar plexus and up in the heart, which is the higher lobes of the lungs. That's the diaphragm and the upper part of the lung. When you breathe in and you hold and squeeze, which we will have to get into in later videos. I can't do that right now. It's weird. I can't really talk about it. It's like a demonstration, and I don't really want to demonstrate it like that. I'd rather put some links. That'd be better. But we should do this as the Crow Crew. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to progress, not congress. You see what I'm saying? Congress. That's why everything's always still fucked up, because we're always congressing. You know, you want to progressively get better. You want to progressively grow, not go back to and revert, because we're reverting to oh, we're reverting to that bullshit. You know, we gotta convert upward, not backwards. This is what I'm here to promote. Okay, oxygen, breathing, activity. Get physical activity. If you're sitting down, trust me, you're going to destroy something. Let me tell you what you're going to destroy. It's called your sacral root chakra. You'll destroy your lower spine. You'll bend it, you'll impede it. And the muscles there, and you better hope you don't ever destroy it fully, because when you do, you'll know, and then you'll be like, whoa, holy God, I can't stand, walk, or do anything. Yeah, you'll be handicapped. So you better hope your muscles will hold on if you're sitting down. Trust me, we have to get into the ways of old, because you know what the ways of old were? The ways of old were putting in that work. Okay? Putting in that work. Wasn't no sitting on your ass to do stuff. Yeah, we might have had some crazy tools back in the day that move great gigantic objects with sound. I know. I bet we did. And water and all types of stuff. Of course. Why work extra hard? You work as hard as you should. And I think when back in the day was the way it was back in the day, the men of renown and gargantuan humans and yada yada yada, and titans and so on and so forth, when it was silica or Silicon Valley, Eden, if you will, whatever you want to call it, old world, pre-flood or not prehistory, but whoa, a time before now. You know, I think people were putting in that work. I mean, I'm pretty sure there was advanced technology like so. But dude, this is advanced technology like so, long forgotten and unused, because the feeble-minded have forgotten. Oh, you know what I'm saying? It's that simple. I promise you that. I don't need to over-exaggerate. I don't need to over-elaborate any of this shit, okay? I'm going to bring it to you straight facts, 100% like a stone. Drop it on the table, man, okay? That's what it is. Serpentine. Raise your kundalini energy from the chakra on up. Alright? I'm not even playing with you. Go look it up. Serpentine crystal. Look it up. Now, all I'm saying is, Breathing deep is key. Sun, sine wave, second sight. Wind's coming around and not as bright in the morning or at night. Whenever you have time to do this, barefoot, dry soil, fingers in the soil. Ah-ooh. Do it in the woods. Do it in private. Do it somewhere. Even out in the open, people look at you, turn and look at them and say, duh, motherfucker. You ever seen a person interact with the earth before? Maybe you should try it. You know why they look at you like you're weird? Because they're robots. My smartphone does everything for me. Watch where you're walking, motherfucker. You almost made me spill my hot chocolate all over myself. That would have been the 3rd degree burn and the 3rd degree ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? And me in court type shit. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Android. Don't be Borg assimilated, man. But see, listen, there's hope. There is hope. There is hope. There is hope because for you are flesh. For you are made in the image of the Creator, the grand architect himself. Man. Okay? There is hope. It's called light DI. Direct injection. Okay? Talk about oxygen. Breathe in deep. When you visualize stuff, what are you doing? You are projecting the light in yourself when your eyes are closed and you see stuff. It is as if your eyes are open. But the back of your eyelids is now the projection screen or movie theater projection screen, if you will. And let the cameras roll. Visualization, right? And then you get to get into meditation. So this is what the ways of old days are old. You're gonna get this work. Okay? You gotta put in this work. For those who don't agree with me, guess what? This is not for you. This is not for you because you don't even got a leg to stand on. You ain't even got the balls or the labia to stand up and say, I've had enough, mama. You ain't got the balls or the labia to stand up and say, I've had enough of this bullshit, huh? I'm calling you out, male, female, yeah, right here. But I'm not calling you out to talk that noise. I'm calling you out because this is what I'm doing. There is no explanation for it. I'm compelled to do it. Alright? I'm compelled to do it. That's all I gotta say about that. The LEL process. That's my protocol. I'm compelled to do it. I'll show you how to put L to fluid. You see what I'm saying? I'll show you how to put your L into the fluid. Okay? And move this. Because this is where you get into the heavy metaphysics of the body. The light body and the physical body is one in unison. Unison, universe. Only one you. And there's so much inside of you that needs to be explored. It's unexplored territory. The void. The dark man. I'm not doing this. I swear I'm not doing this. I know one thing though. I'm gonna bash this camera to bits, man. Man, I hope I get that camera I need soon. I just gotta do some things. Like I said, man, I'm on an acquisition expedition. So you know what I'm saying, to get this stuff. Hey, wish me well. Wish the acquisition well. Godspeed the shit. You know what I'm saying? However you want to, you know what I'm saying? If that's how you feel about it, I'm hoping that's what I'm hoping for. I need to get this acquisition over with, this expedition. I want it to be done. I don't want to do any more struggles. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to struggle and wrestle for this. It's the Coliseum. Oh, man. Critical. You know, I don't want to do that. I'm getting tired now. I got to do some other things. But I'm going to bust it down regardless. I just need the camera's just part of the acquisition. Okay, because then I can do direct in. I can show you. I can let you guys get into some sounds. You put some headphones on, and get you into some stuff, and then I got to set up some other things so I can show you how to move particle solids with sound, how to move liquid. Like I'm going to show you this like firsthand, and how, because the water's conscious too. Okay, don't ever forget that the water's conscious too. This isn't just about your LEL process. Because, okay, we have hydrogen in us. We need water in us, in our bodies, okay? That water is conscious whether it's sitting in the solid or if it's going up and down our spine or not. All that fluid is a conscious. But the spinal fluid, I think, is like white or something like that. I think it's like white or some other color, I believe. I'm not really quite sure about that. But that's what I've heard from some specialists before. So I take their word on it, and it wasn't no Western medicine bullshit like, oh yeah, you know, I don't want to hear that. So, like, I'm telling you, but it's very, very important, the throat, all of these light centers in the activation of the soul activation room. You can consider all of these light centers an activation room in their own right. This episode is getting a little bit lengthy. I'm very sorry about that. But I wanted to explain this stuff to you guys. Because then, like, we can get into deeper stuff, man. Practice practice your second sight. That's going to be something you need to do. Practice it in the low light. Practice it in good light. But practice it on, I told you, the squares, I believe, right here. Practice it on these. Okay? When you bring it in close, you see the middle one, and you pull it as far away from your face as far as you can, and you still try to hold that image that it appears, and that is how you develop this. That's something that's very important that you develop if you want to ever really take a look at the sun and say ah and ooh. Okay? Because I seen some man. I seen some trippy shit at some trippy times. Yeah, and also do the stuff with colors too as well, like in different shapes. It doesn't have to be squares. This is red and blue. What'll happen with red and blue? Obviously there'll be a purple or a 3D like type of flashing in between. That'll help you. Okay, that's a focusing. That's a focus. I mean, look, that's you manually putting yourself in alpha state. When you want to manually put yourself in alpha state, as opposed to being like this, and alpha forced to be an alpha theta, hypnotized by a device. Oh, on public things, you fucking dumb thing. Wake up, orca simulated. You know what I'm saying? And then water, like, oh man, water can be impregnated with sound and light. It's insane. Too much. It's too much. That's why I said it's too deep. I don't want to get into it. That's why. But why do you think sound and light are some crazy element? And they're not even talked about as elements. But why? Who's bringing it to you? Yours truly. Because guess what? I'm not here to be secretive. I'm not here to keep secrets. I'm here to exploit them and expose them and procure them and then share them. And make people aware of them. Okay? That's what I do. That's called being 100. Yeah. I'm the guardian of fucking flame. I got a fucking torch. So what? Who gonna come take it from me? Not nobody. Believe it. But yeah, Crow Crew. I told you. What'd I tell you? Huh? I was going to slam it all the way to the end. And I promise you that.